Today we're taking a look at the Wyze Battery Cam Pro. In fact, it actually comes in two colors now, so it comes in white or black. Now, this camera actually came out a year ago, but when it came out, it had mixed reviews. Not everybody liked it. There were some features that were not turned on yet, and the quality of the camera itself wasn't all that great. But fast forward a year to today, and things have changed, and that's what we're going to be taking a look at in this video, giving you an updated look on this camera and the improvements that it has been, so you know what you're getting with the camera now as opposed to what it was when it was very first released. Now, in this video today, we're going to be talking about all the features that we're getting with these cameras. And most importantly, we're going to be taking a look at some demo shots and see exactly what this camera is capable of. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at what comes in the box. All right, so we'll start with this one right here. We've got the Wyze Battery Cam Pro. This is a 2K color night vision. We have got radar and a PIR motion detection. So we've got that extra radar detection in here, which is going to be a cool feature. You can see the battery right here. I love that this has a removable battery. So if anything happens with it, you don't have to replace the entire camera altogether. You can actually just replace the battery or buy additional backup batteries if you want to do that. It does work with Google Assistant. We have got it working with Amazon Alexa and IFTTT. Taking a look here on the back of the box, this does have colored night vision and a built-in spotlight, and a nice built-in spotlight at that. Over here on the side are some more of the features that we're getting with it. So we saw the 2K Full HD, we've got integrated spotlight, radar and PIR detection, wire-free 2.4 and 5 gigahertz dual band Wi-Fi. So that's cool right there. IP67 weather resistant, rechargeable batteries. Batteries last up to 6 months. Now, that is totally going to depend on how often this camera is triggered. I get that question asked all the time when covering security cameras. How long does the battery last? And it really just depends. Is it getting triggered 20, 30 times a day, or is the camera getting triggered once a day? That is going to have a huge impact on the battery life and then also the settings that you're using too. So it's hard to really nail down the battery life on here. I've heard a lot of people say the battery life to expect if you want good quality settings out of the camera is probably closer to 3 months. So do keep that in mind. I would also recommend a solar panel for this camera. If you are able to do a solar panel for this camera, I highly recommend it. I think it's an extra $25, but then you never have to touch the battery again. I've started using solar panels for my cameras and I will never go back, especially for $25. I think it is worth it. Okay, so it says with this one, no hub is required. So everything is going to either be sent up to the cloud if you do have that subscription, which you don't have to, or to a micro SD card, which will be on the device itself. It says here, yep, local storage right there. I believe it covers up to 256 gig cards if you do put that in there. Works with the Wyze solar panel, 134 degree field of view. And then we've got AI powered full length motion recording. Everyone's got to have AI in their material somewhere, right? All right, let's take a look at what comes in the box right here. So we have got our quick start guide. This is the camera and what it looks like. So we've got the flat bottom right here so we can set it anywhere that we want to and be able to put it in any location. So we don't have to use the 1/4-20 mount on the back, but if you do, there is the 1/4-20 mount for mounting it up. We've got our speaker here on the back. On the front right here, let's go ahead and peel this off. We can see our spotlights up here. We've got our 2K image sensor right there. On either side, we are going to have lights for when it is recording. And then I believe right here is going to be the microphone. And then we've got our PIR and radar sensors below that. All right, and then down here on the bottom, we have got the door. We're gonna open that up and we have got our slot here for the battery, our micro SD card slot below that. And then here is going to be our setup or reset button when you are setting this up. Also on the back here too, is a little rubber door, I guess, where you're going to be able to access the USB-C. So that'll just pop right out there. It just lifts right up, and then you're gonna go ahead and slide it back in there. So that is the camera. Here is the battery. Now, one thing I wanted to look at with this battery too is that we also have a USB-C on here too. So you can just plug the battery directly into USB-C and you don't need to be putting it into the camera to charge it up. We've got indicator lights on here for its charging. And if we take a look right here, I don't know if you guys can see that, but we've got a 6,200 milliamp battery for this one right here. Set that off to the side. We have got our charging cable. So this is gonna be how we're charging that up. We have got the mount below that. Now, something I wanted to point out here is I thought I could just pop this off right here to get to the screws underneath. You can't do that. You actually have to turn it. So hold this tight, and then you'll turn this to unscrew it. That is something that drove me crazy for a little bit. You are gonna find out in this video how to do that. We'll unscrew this right here. All the way, come on, there we go. And then this is the part you're going to screw onto a wall using the 3 screws right there. And then once you get it on there, you'll use this part right here. Now this part is metal, which is nice. This part also is metal. Actually, the entire thing, except for the base here. So the base itself, this is a very hard plastic. So hard plastic here, all the rest is metal. And we've got plastic around here, but otherwise it feels like a very nice, good quality mount right there. We're also going to get screws and anchors in there too if you need those. All right, now that we have seen what comes in the box, I'm gonna go ahead and get mine set up outside, and then we're gonna take a look at some of the footage of what we're actually gonna be getting with this device. So the setup is pretty self-explanatory. We're just gonna click the plus button up in the top corner. We're gonna add a device. We're gonna click on cameras, and then we're gonna take a look for the camera that we want to install. For me, it's going to be the Battery Cam Plus. We're gonna follow the on-screen instructions to get everything set up. It's really easy to do. Now, as far as installing the camera, I just drilled the mount into the eaves of my house where I wanted to put the camera, screwed the camera onto the mount, got it into the position that I wanted, locked it down, and we're good to go. Now, let's take a look at some footage on what this camera can do. All right, so we're testing out the Wyze Battery Cam Pro. This is what it looks and sounds like from about 10 feet away. I'm gonna back all the way up here to about 25, maybe 30 feet all the way back here to give you guys an idea on how well it picks up audio for this camera. But this is what it looks like during the daytime. Next, we're gonna be testing out the night shots with this thing and this spotlight to see how well it works. So here is what the camera looks like without the spotlight on, just the night vision of what we're getting with this thing. Again, 10 feet away. Let's back all the way up here to the 30, maybe 35 feet away from the camera. So kind of far back there, but it kind of gives you an idea of what this camera is going to be able to see at nighttime without that spotlight on. But now let's take a look at this thing with the spotlight. All right, now here's what it looks like with the spotlight on. Nice and bright out here. I can see through the entire yard here, and I'm actually really impressed. I like the temperature that we're seeing with it too. It's not too yellow, but it is more of a nice blue. But this is what it looks like. Having that spotlight on all the way back there. And the spotlight right now is at 80%, so you can adjust the power level of the spotlight, and by default it is at 80%, and that's what we have it on right now. All right, so I do want to give you guys just a brief overview of the app, kind of what to expect if you're going to use this camera. As we can see right here, we have all of our cameras showing. I've been using Wyze for a long time, so I got a lot of cameras on here. Something that is cool about the app is that anything that is in 1080p, it will automatically load up a live view. So all of these views that you're seeing right there, those three, automatically brought up a live view when I loaded up the app. Now, if it is a 2K camera, you see the plus sign right there in the middle for this one. I do have to click on that to load that one up. So that is one thing to keep in mind if you do have it on 2K. Now, up at the very top here, we see our favorites. We can see our devices, which we can add right here and star the ones that we want up on top. And then you can also set up different automations too. Let's go back to our favorites. At the very bottom here, we've got a few tabs, one for home, one for events. So these are all the events that are happening around the house with the cameras. We also have monitoring. So if you do have the Wyze subscription, you can set up this monitoring right here, which will allow you to view multiple cameras at the same time. It's actually a pretty cool thing. And then at the very top, you can set up disarm, home, and away if you do have the Wyze security system. I'm gonna back out of here really quick. Let's go ahead and load up this camera. All right, now that the live view is loaded up, so if I tap on the image, we can see up at the top, we have got the 2.5K image, 81% battery life. We can see that we are live right now and a few other options in there. Down below that, we've got things for SD card, taking pictures, recording, sirens, albums. You can slide that over for some more options too. All right, that is what I wanted to cover in the app. Now it's time to talk about the elephant in the room when it came to those demos. And that has been something that has been plaguing Wyze for as long as I can remember, and that is their audio recording. Their audio recording was not that great and honestly has never really been that great for their cameras. So that's really where it falls short when it comes to the Wyze cameras. But video-wise, everything is good. The things that they offer in their app are some really cool features. So you really need to determine, do you want audio, or are you really just looking to put up a security camera to see what is going on? If you're using it for security and maybe to catch a break-in or people kind of walking around the house or things like that, you may not care too much about the audio. Video may be the most important thing to you. But if you're gonna have this in a house, a living room, anywhere where you want to get audio, there may be some better options for you. That's just my opinion. You guys need to make that decision for yourself. If you guys want to check this product out, there will be links in the description. Also, if you are viewing this video on YouTube, there's gonna be a little product link down here where you can buy it directly here on YouTube. Pretty cool feature right there. If this video is helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. As always, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.